on the move.
Siloam is the reigning champion on opening up the conversation of the night. So I'm going to try it this time. I've been practicing, y'all. So let's go. 1, 2, 3. All right, you are tuned into Three Brown Women, where we talk about the real, the what, and the why of the everyday woman.
What? You just nailed it, and I'm still like, you had it. I think you had it from day one. It's just like, you know what I'm saying? The thought of what if I don't have it or something like that. It's definitely the perfectionist in you, which everybody, I think like everybody, almost everybody has some type of perfectionist traits or something that they want to be perfect. And I am congratulating you on that one, because that was totally nailed. Good job.
Thank you. So if you all have not tuned in before, I am Reese. I'm Sunshine.
Hi, Sunshine. I'm Siloam.
And this is going to be a fun one because we have no idea what we are going to talk about. We have no idea where this conversation is going to take us. And honestly, that's how we prefer it, right? So I'm excited to see where this conversation is going to go. But my biggest update since we have last spoke was that I closed on my home.
Yay!
Closed on my home. We moved in about a week ago, and I'm 60% unpacked. And actually, and I know that both of you all know this because I've had this conversation with both of you all, that this move was so stressful. It's like I almost forget. It's like I almost forget how the moving process is. And then plus, like the last time I moved, it was me and it was my oldest daughter. Now I'm moving a whole nother child. Yeah. And a husband too. So I definitely did not expect for it to be this stressful. And even like within like my business and in my personal life, I just felt so mentally cluttered. And I think it was me seeing like just the physical clutter everywhere. So like I said, I'm 60% done. All of that is that's 60% out of the way. And 40% more to go of like stress, and then I am 100% back. So congratulations to me.
Congratulations. I'm like seriously happy that you got this house, because like you, first of all, you purchased a house. I remember, what is this, 2020? I remember us having this conversation about purchasing a house in 2018. And you were thinking about it, but there were other things that you were also considering, which was basically like owning it for like leverage, I want to say, or being like having a property that you live in first versus having a property that you like leased out in some sort of way. And I'm glad you made your decision. I'm definitely glad you made your decision. I'm sure the whole family is glad that you made your decision, especially JoJo. She is like probably running around everywhere, and Savannah has all of her creative space. So just congratulations. But I definitely remember that topic. I remember that being an issue, something that was discussed. And, you know, it's everybody's decision. Like, I think it's a great idea to have property that, you know, or if you're going to use it for financial purposes, if you really don't know what you want yet. But, you know, when we first got our house, we moved into it. We didn't use it for that purpose. And I'm still happy.
Right. And you know what? Like, I have to get comfortable with the fact that every single aspect in my life does not have to be a money move, right?
Exactly.
Because and I really battle with that. Like which one makes more sense? Does it make more sense to have a home where we live in, or does it make more sense to buy like a multi-dwelling unit or something like that, and I can bring in the extra income from renting out the additional unit or units and help pay the mortgage off? But like, would I have felt comfortable? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like especially with me having a family, I knew that I grew up in a house, a single family home, you know, and I had all the space, the backyard, being able to build relationships with my next door neighbors and things like that. And I really wanted that for the kids, you know, so not everything had to be a money move. And this definitely was not one of them. And I am so excited. Yes.
I definitely agree.
Yeah.
I definitely agree. It's like, I mean, I don't know if it's actually sad to say, but it's not sad to say. It's like the smart person's mentality is when you're making a decision, it's pretty much always like, how is this going to benefit me? You know what I'm saying? As opposed to sometimes just being free and just saying, I'm not worried about it. This is just what I want. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And those, like, deciphering whichever way you're gonna go, it is hard. I don't know that people actually realize sometimes how hard that is, but then also how much that comes into play with just so many things that we do in life, period.
Yeah. Right. And especially, because there's so much pressure. Yeah. So, and especially with us being entrepreneurs and aspiring entrepreneurs, it's like we have like social media, like they bury this like team no sleep mentality, hustle nonstop. Everything that you do needs to produce revenue, whatever, yada 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 yada. But what if revenue is not your why? Like, what if that's not your why? Are you wrong for that? You know? So I'm loving my decision, and I am the last to jump on the bandwagon with the home owning experience. So both of my beautiful friends already have their homes, so I'm excited to join the club.
I think for me, it was more so I just really wanted it. I didn't need it. I think I just wanted it, and when the opportunity was available for me, and I was very shocked that it was an opportunity for me, I was like, I need to take advantage of this opportunity and make the most out of it for myself. Which leads me to a topic that we can discuss because you guys have families, right? You both have families, husbands, children, things like that. And me, it's just me. Yeah. So when I bought my house, one of the things that I realized soon, right away, once I got settled in, was that I get freaking lonely a lot because I have more space. I don't know if that makes sense, but I have more space, and then more space that I have puts me in a space to where I'm sitting here and I'm just looking around like, I don't have anyone to talk to. Versus, like, I don't know, maybe it's a mental thing, but versus when I was in an apartment, in my little 1-bedroom or 2-bedroom apartment, whatever I had, it wasn't, I mean, I can have somebody, I'll go out or I would have somebody come over or whatever, but I was fine being in my little 1-2 bedroom with just me and my dog. And now that I'm in this 4-bedroom, 2-bath, and I'm like walking around and I'm just like, all right, well, I could do this and I could do this to pass time. But then I realized how much of a people person I was mentally once I got in this house. And so now I'm in the process of growing comfortable with being with myself and myself only. And I have been in this house for almost 2 years now, and I'm just getting to that point. So, I think.
So, do you want my opinion on this?
Yeah,
I think that is definitely part of being in the house by yourself because it is more space. But I also feel like, I mean, the way that we've definitely been on lockdown, it's like you've been working at home like way more than you're used to. You know, when you were living in your apartment, you know, we were all pretty much at the same center. So we were all together for like freaking 8.5, almost 9 hours, 10 hours for me, because I had 10-hour shifts a lot of times.
Me too.
So that, exactly. So then you would go home and you came in last, Reese.
Not me.
She's gonna say something.
When
not
Bitch
me.
came around,
I definitely went for that 10-hour, 4-day shift, and I thought it was gonna be the bomb.com. And I'm like, oh my God, the third day I sleep all day. But you know, needless to say, like, we were out and communicating like all the freaking time. Like, now, Christine, you're at home working. So I don't know that, I mean, definitely having a bigger house, you probably are like, you know what I'm saying, I could feel this space, I could feel that space. But I want you to compare yourself to an apartment when you are out more. And then let us know how you feel.
That makes sense. And I also want to pose this question to you. So, and let me know if I'm the only one that thinks that, which I don't think that I will be. Mm-hmm. When you think of a home, when you think of a house, right? Mm-hmm. You think of a house as a home. Mm-hmm. And when you think about home, you think about family. When you think about family, you think about kids. You think about your spouse or whatnot. Yeah. So do you think that some of you feeling lonely with you being in a home versus how you would have felt if you were in an apartment? Like, do you think that the fact that it is a house and that you don't have that husband yet or you don't have the kids yet, do you think that plays a role in it? Because it's a house or...
Yeah. It does. But I can tell you one thing that I noticed when I got in this house, I tried to make the picture that I wanted. Like right out the gate. Like I got in this house and I instantly had somebody that I was dating basically moving in. Yeah. Like, so I wouldn't be like, I never experienced the loneliness until, unfortunately, we are in this pandemic phase. Because I didn't have to. Because I had somebody here all the time, you know, at one point. And then when that ended, I think it forced me to have to set in and really look around and be like, okay, so what's next? Because I had someone who, I don't want to say was giving me, I'm a big introvert, and he was an extrovert. So it was like I was always going somewhere with him, going on double dates or going to hang out at friends' houses, or they're coming over here and we're cooking or whatever else. That's what I was used to, having gatherings, things like that. I let somebody else dictate my home. I never gave myself a chance to be me in my own home. So I think that once things went south with that, and now God was like now pushing me and forcing me to be like, okay, you're by yourself, and nobody's about to come and fill that space now. Like no matter how much you want to try to reach back to the past or try to rush, you don't want to rush anything. So now you be thinking you need to reach back to the past, when really you don't. And now it's like really forcing me to, like, I was just talking about with Reese that I've been forced to really appreciate me and my time and my space, and I'm growing to really, really freaking enjoy it. Like, it was hours yesterday that I just got lost just within myself. And I didn't even realize how many hours passed. And I looked up, it was 6 o'clock at one point. I looked up, it was 9:30. I'm like, whoa, where did 3 hours just go? Yeah. By myself, not talking on the phone, not texting anybody. I think if somebody would have tried to reach out to me in that moment, I probably wouldn't have answered. Because I was just, I'm being honest. Unless it's an emergency.
No, you're right. I definitely get that. You were being comfortable. I don't care.
Yeah, it was
if
like,
I call you and you are in your moment and you don't feel like answering the phone, don't answer the phone. I'm not going to be like one of those people who are like, oh my gosh, she just posted on Facebook. She can't talk to me.
Right.
I cannot talk to you. Like, it's because I value
I'm unplugged. I'm completely unplugged. I might not even say I'm not even responding right to anything you say because I'm just so immersed in me.
Yeah.
And I'm not really thinking about what you're saying. I'm probably thinking of ways to probably get off soon. Like, all right, okay, all right. And just trying to rush it versus giving you the time that you deserve. So I don't even put myself in that space.
Yeah.
But it feels so good, y'all. Like, it feels so good. I haven't even gotten into like all the self-care stuff that you could do. Yesterday, it wasn't even that type of day. It was literally just me being zoned out in my own space for hours on end.
Which equates to self-care.
Yeah, so that's true. That is true. Yeah. Giving yourself that time is self-care. That's true.
Yeah. So, Siloam, with you being married and you having the kids, because I have two, but you have multiple, right? Yeah. Like, do you feel as though you get your alone time and that is adequate, or do you feel as though it's kind of hard for you to separate yourself from?
That's a perfect question, because that was the whole purpose of why we bought this house, honey. Because I need my space. Okay, so first off, we were actually living in it. So when we first moved in together, I had already had a house, not owning but renting. So I was not trying to like go reverse back. So we ended up getting a house that was like rent to own, basically 3 bedrooms, right? It was split level, 3 bedrooms, full basement, living room, dining room, kitchen, whatever. That was cool, like when the kids was like, 8 and 9, and they were sharing like bedrooms and stuff like that. But when they start getting older, no. Okay. Trent does his music, so literally,
right.
and he is not a morning person, pretty much. So he's up at night with his music playing. You got to be down the hallway because I need to go to sleep. Imani, she's the only girl. So, and when it was little, her and Trey are really close. Trent and Dominic are close. You know what I'm saying? There's pretty much no Trent without Dominic, no Dominic without Trent, no Imani without Trey, no Trey without Imani. Now, as they're getting older, they are doing kind of like moments of them being by themselves, but not really. But it was just like, okay, now Imani needs her own room because she's grown into a young woman, and Dominic is getting older, and Trey is doing this, and Trey, like, I would never have survived in a 3-bedroom house, not with like grown kids. So when we were picking out our house, I was very picky. I know.
What were your non-negotiables?
There's no if, and, or buts that I definitely irritated him with my wants checklist. And I'm okay with that because we ended up happy. We actually saw a house that we both did like. And it was like that the landscaping around the house was beautiful. It had a lot of space. Like we were like, we could buy these kids dirt bikes or whatever, and they could go right into space. But when I finally thought about the house, the way that it was set up, I said, no, it's going to be too crowded. So we passed up, and I can tell you that his feelings was in it when we passed that house up. He was just like, man, I keep thinking about this house. But after we moved into our house that we're in now, 1 year later, he was like, yeah, that house would have been too small for us.
So was it like one level?
It was a split level house. So it was a split level house. The basement had like 2 levels to it, but not really. He kind of like built a second level in the basement. And the upstairs, like the stairs were instant. You know what I'm saying? We didn't have a longer way to walk up the stairs. I need that because when I'm in my room and the kids are downstairs or halfway, you know how they are, halfway in the house, halfway out the house. I want to go in my room and close the door. I don't want to hear what's going on all the way downstairs, period. Right. If they're upstairs in their room and I'm downstairs, I don't want to hear what's going on upstairs, period.
Right.
So when I told him, when we were talking about buying the house, like one of my must-haves was like, it at this point, it has to be a full 2 levels. No split level. I need a whole basement. I wanted it finished, but the basement in our house was not finished. I'm okay with that because I don't go down there anyway. With it not being finished, my laundry room had to be on a finished floor. So my laundry room is on the main floor, finished, obviously. Kitchen and all that other stuff. So it was just, okay. So I was picky about having like a lookover balcony, and I got a mini lookover balcony. It ain't what but
it's still a lookover balcony.
It's a lookover balcony. It's just part of compromise. He just was like, I don't want to get a house too big because then you're gonna be cleaning all that. Because he already know how I am. I'll play. You call me. His mom will call me. Like my mother-in-law will call me. Be like, what are you doing? Mopping? You know what I'm saying? Because I'm such a neat freak. Like I hate dirt. I hate it. But I have enough room now. Thank God, because I couldn't do. I'm
so
very
you do have the space to do you and get your me time.
You what kind of car I drive, and the kids all got their own vehicles. Like
right.
So like, why do you need this?
So do you have a certain room that is like your oasis? Like this is my alone time space. You are not invited.
So a lot of times I really don't have to like, say that. But like on the main level, obviously there's our kitchen, and then there's I guess you can call that the family room on the other side. And then on the other side of the kitchen is the actual dining room, and then we have the living room, right? I mean, it's between the kitchen and the other room, that's the family room, it's still a whole, like, another space where actually the kitchen, we actually have 2 kitchen tables. So, but I'm like in the front room, which is, I guess, the living room all the time. And he's like in the family room. But we always hear each other. Like, I hear when his TV is going all the time, and he's like over there. He hears when I'm like in the front room doing stuff, but it's still like very peaceful for me because it's enough space. And the kids, they always upstairs in their room or outside.
So is it a suburban thing? Because I'm a city girl, right? Is it a suburban thing to have like a living room and a family room? Because that was the first time I've ever like, isn't it the same thing? You know, but like even at my house, so your house too, you have a separate living room and a family room, or it's a suburban thing.
Yeah. Okay. I don't want to say it's a suburban thing because when we lived in the other house, which was the 3-bedroom, we had a living room, which was the same thing as a family room, and we had a kitchen. But I think like the more the houses that are more newly updated, now they incorporate the living room, the family room, and maybe a foyer. I guess you would call like our other room with a table a foyer, but you know what I'm saying? I didn't even like, foyer was not a priority to me. But
foyer is like a hallway, right? Like when you first open up the door.
So if you're looking at like one of the bigger homes, a foyer is not necessarily a hallway. Like it's big enough to be a room, pretty much.
Okay, it's like a patio.
It's like a whole nother. No, it's like a whole nother living room.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Okay,
good to know.
Yeah, I gotta do every day. I had no idea.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Look.
I'm talking about the entryway to the house.
We still got the city. We got the city in the.
We got that city mentality. We like, boy, that's the front door.
It's not necessarily a suburban thing, but it's a suburban thing with like the newer built homes. They have like the foyer. Like realistically, where I walk into my house, I guess you could call that a foyer, but I just call it the front of the house.
Okay.
Got it.
Okay. So I heard Sunshines, right? Like I heard what she said about the home. But what I really wanted to like reel back on is that conversation about the loneliness. Like, well, like the difference between being alone and loneliness, you know, like, and like
have you ever found yourself feeling lonely?
Not
like you having a family, like, you know what I'm saying? I feel like that's a good question to ask for people who have children and husbands.
I
have y'all
definitely
ever
have.
felt lonely?
I would say yes.
Yeah.
I mean, how? Like, how is that even possible with having
I would say
family?
yes. So for me, I would say that yes, I have like my 2 daughters and then Joe, you know, but like Joe's into whatever he's into. You know, my kids are into whatever they're into.
Yeah.
And at times I feel like nobody is really plugged into what I'm into. I am a reader. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I like to listen to my alternative indie music or whatnot, things like that. But it's like they ain't trying to hear none of that. They not trying to have these discussions that I'm trying to have, you know, whatever. Joe want to watch First 48 and Forensic Files.
Oh my God, he is so Tony right now.
That's my show. I mean, I like it to a certain extent. So it's like I miss that. Like, can I connect with y'all sometimes?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's what gives you a sense of like,
kind of like, it's like I want to have these. So I'm able to have them with you, and I'm able to have them with you. But sometimes it's like I want to sit at a table and we like discuss things that I'm interested in, because I always find myself adapting to everybody else's interests, but they not adapting to mine.
Does Joe have like? So Tony has this thing that he does when I'm trying to explain things to him, and like he really like it might not be a conversation that he's like really into, either that or he really don't understand like what I'm saying or whatever.
Yeah.
That like I'll say something and his next comment would be like, "You'll have that." It's like,
you'll
dude,
have that.
you will have that, yeah. And it's just so like naturally said. It's not like in the like I'm not listening to you type of way, or it's not like in a judgmental type of way. It's just really calm. It's just like you'll have that. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like,
it's like his go-to saying or something.
yeah, like it's like his go-to saying. It's kind of like, I'm listening to you, but I don't even really know how to respond. But I'm gonna agree with you. I'm gonna agree with you just so that you don't keep talking.
I was like, wait a minute, that's his go-to.
That's his go-to. It'll be like, you'll have that.
You know what? Joe is a little more direct. His is like, I hear you. He was like, but have you talked to your friends about this? That's what he is. You talk to your friends. Like,
oh wow. See, I be saying I've been saying that, like, I'll use when we're having a conversation, like I used to say I hear you, but that irritates him because he'd be like, you hear me, but are you listening? You know what I'm saying? Like, I am listening. So I've stopped saying like I hear you, and I'm just like, okay.
Yeah, no, his favorite thing, he was like, he's like, you talk to your friends about this? What they say?
What they think?
What they think? That's what it is. Yeah, but yes, but it's okay though. You know, like I enjoy being alone. Like, and it's funny because and I believe we talked about this a little bit on our last conversation, where like I come off as an extrovert, but I'm really not. You know, like I'm really not. I'm not. Like I enjoy being alone.
I've learned to enjoy being alone. My younger sister, she was just saying to me, she was like, we are so opposite. And I was like, why do you say that? She's like, it's like you live off people, like people give you energy, like you live for that. And she was like, and me, I can't stand people. Like she was like, I just rather be by my. She really can't. She's been like that since she was a child.
I'm her. Like
she literally was in preschool, and then the teacher had to tell my mother that she thinks my sister needs to get some extra help because my sister refused to talk to anybody.
I remember that
because my sister's never liked people, and she we knew nothing was wrong with her because when she would get home, mouth be going like a mile a minute, but she does not. She didn't talk to teachers. She didn't talk to friends. If she was hungry or they said you want to eat, she would not. Yes or no, but you never got words out of her, and they thought something was wrong with her. No, my sister was genuine for who she was to the day she came out of that womb. So she looks at me and she'll be like, I think the pandemic is like not having a good reaction on you because she's like, I know you're not seeing it, but you are a people person.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, not really, because I'm an introvert. But I think it's like when I want to be, I'm a people person.
That's how I am.
And the fact that I don't have the ability to even want to be anymore and just go out amongst people or invite people over here, because a lot of people are my family, a lot of people in my family had COVID. So some people are like being cautious, which is smart, and not wanting to come over and do things like that. So I think it put me in a spell. I'm not gonna lie, I was in this spell of just depression for a minute because I was just like, I was feeling a lot of anxiety, and I think it was because I had to sit with a lot of things just on my own, just by myself. Nobody saying you got this or giving me advice, or I have it, but like nobody constantly just I could roll over and you right there, or you know what I'm saying?
Feeding your energy.
So the pandemic. This spell has been rough, but it's becoming a lot easier now. A whole lot easier because I'm starting to see what God was trying to do. I'm like, he has to be doing something.
Yeah.
I'm like, I can't stay here forever, so I have to figure it out,
But you know what though, and this is me like knowing you for my whole entire life. You need to be alone. I don't remember since high school. Yeah, when I tell you, like, okay, so biologically we're cousins, but this is literally my best friend. We went to the same high school and everything. Like, you have not been alone since sophomore year of high school.
Probably not even before that. I've always had boyfriends.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's like, and not even just that, like, not even just like the boyfriend factor. That, like, in addition to the fact that you have a big family, you know what I'm saying? And it's like you have always been around people.
Oh,
Yeah.
And then, like, I don't know if I'm putting you out or not, but it's okay.
It's all
like,
right.
We just had a conversation the other day about when you told me that you used to feel that if people did not contact you, like, it would make you feel sad. Like, it would borderline make you cry. You know what I'm saying? Or make you feel like that.
Yeah.
But why is that, though? And why do you feed on other people's energy the way that you feed into their energy?
No, girl.
You ever cry?
Hell no. Oh, sorry.
Look, with
no,
neither
I
one of
don't
us
know.
is
I just-
Ayala. We
I
can
know,
be
I
there
know.
for you, but
I don't know. I think it was just, I think, everybody got daddy stories, daddy issues, absent father. I got my story or whatever.
So her father is my uncle.
It's her mom's brother.
Yeah.
But the issue is that I think that because I was longing for a father, I longed for people. Like just anything to try to fill that void. So for me, of course, I had a big family. So I was that was cool because my uncle, if my daddy didn't do it, my uncle was gonna come through. I always had somebody that was gonna come pick me up or do something. And I think like for me, it just grew into my dating life. Like, okay, I'm just gonna always be up under this person all day, every day. This is what we're gonna do because I don't ever want to be alone. This is just what I'm used to. Now I got you, and I was possessive. That's just how it was with everybody I dated. It was just like, everybody knew when I was in a relationship, we not talking. We not gonna see each other. We talking, but we're not gonna see each other that often. Maybe like once a month because I'm always wrapped up in them and everybody else and what they're doing in their lives. So I think it was just because I'm always trying to search to fill a void. Yeah. And not knowing exactly what was needed to fill that void. So I was just pulling at anything. Boyfriends, friendships, people I was working with, like whoever. I'm pulling, can I come to your house? Like just anything, like random stuff. So I think that's what it is.
You basically had time fillers instead of filling up your time yourself with the things that you know what I'm saying? Like with things that you are capable of. You probably didn't even see the things that you were capable of, or they seem pretty far out of your reach. So you know what I'm saying? Like you just had time fillers.
Yeah, that's
exactly
what
to fill your own time.
Yeah, and that's where I'm at now because everything has always been about everybody else and what they're doing. Oh, I can't go because I got to go do this with so-and-so. Yeah. I can't go because they want me to go do this. They want me to do this. Even with my family, I can't go because I got to go do this with my mama. Or, and now I'm just setting boundaries and finally saying, nah, I'm cool. I'm finna, like the other day I even did it with my mom. My mom wanted me to come out with her, run errands with her and my sister. And I was just like, she's like, you sure you're not going to come with us? You sure you don't want to? I was like, no, I'm just stay here. I'm good.
Right.
Y'all have fun. And that was like one of the first times I've ever done that. Because usually I'd be like, I got to go.
She really does.
I got to go. My mama want me to go. I got to go. This time I was like, no, y'all go ahead. I'm going to chill out here.
They definitely probably talked about you in the car.
They probably, and it's okay. And they better have been talking positively and saying she finally know how to set her own boundaries. If not, they'll get over it.
Yeah. I agree, girl. I agree.
So let me ask you, Siloam. So with you being in the space that you are in professionally, and you are doing your thing, sis. But with me knowing you, I know that you are like you enjoy like your free time, your alone time. Yeah. Like you are the definition of an introverted extrovert or an extroverted introvert. However you want to
introvert extrovert. Remember her in the call center, y'all?
Yeah,
I
don't remember her. That's the point. I remember.
Remember? So I was on leave for a long time. Well, when you came in, I was actually on leave, and then I came to your desk because you had some nice stuff over there. So that's how that happened. But then everybody was like, that's Christine's cousin. I said, that's Christine's cousin. Like I love Christine. I was like, so if I love Christine, because you had some haters, I ain't gonna even lie. So, and even people were telling me like I'd be like, well, I like her. Period. You know what I'm saying? Like, period. I like her. And then when we finally sat together, I was like literally at your desk like every single moment.
Vice versa.
I would have my headphones on and I would like turn around and we would be like conversating. But it was like with everybody else, girl, first of all, stay out my business. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna tell y'all all this and all of that. It just I didn't have time for that. Like I didn't. You know what I'm saying? I've never been a person to prove into other people's business like that. I just haven't.
Yeah. And I think that you saw that we weren't those type of individuals either,
exactly.
which is why we all clicked so well. Because I had never, I mean, I saw you type people and like be cool with people, but not like how we all got cool with each other. You know what I mean? It's just a whole different level.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, call center life is like that anyway. You know how that is. It's literally a big high school. But and I do that. Like sometimes I reflect on things. I'm like, how could people? And this is not me tooting my own horn. This is just me knowing how I am personally, right? Mm-hmm. Like I know that I don't start drama. I know that I don't have this negative aura around me. It's like, how do people not click with me? How do people think that I'm somebody that I'm not? You know what I'm saying?
It's a choice. Yeah. It's a prejudgment, a choice. They might be I don't want to say maybe intimidated or, maybe
that's exactly. So Reese, when you talk about things, like your perception of things, like people can't really easily persuade you. I'm gonna say it like that, because and then the fact that you share a lot of like good moments, like you really don't. When you have issues, you don't talk to everybody about them. You know what I'm saying? So like sometimes when people they're probably like, you know what I'm saying? Oh, well, everything is always good with her. You know how people are, just little
they don't like that she's not open book.
Instead of you sitting there like, well, she ain't never having a bad day and blah, 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 blah. And you know what I'm saying? Like, I felt like people, even when we was in the call center, like, I know that people felt a certain way about you. And I'm so petty, you know what I'm saying? Because I did used to like rub up, oh yeah, I'm talking, me and Reese, yeah, we're cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, because now it's like, I know that you're being petty. Why? Because she's not having a bad time. Why? Because she came in killing it on the phones. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, it's just people who just could not take that. You know what I'm saying? Like, people just couldn't take it. And it's, it's just, it's
really, like, why don't we know her business? Like,
that's exactly
why is she not trying to be my friend?
Siloam, like,
it was so weird.
Right. And I think the thing is that I was like equally nice to everybody. So
and
then
can I say this too? While you were there, you also had a plan, because for one, I did floor support so many times, and I know that they are not just gonna put anybody on floor support. And you start doing floor support. I don't even think you was there for a whole year before you start doing floor support. Christina, because she did floor support. We just all three smart, you know what I'm saying? Whatever. Yeah. So I think that was a thing. People were like, how is this new girl coming in and doing floor support? But they didn't really know that you had a background in management before. Not only that, but you were also sitting there talking about the buddy effect and the other more life. I can say it, right?
Yeah.
You had stuff going on.
They were just kind of like, oh, she also has her own business. You know what I'm saying? Like, you had your things going on. And for some people who are just not on that level, and I literally just had this conversation earlier, like, people like to see you sometimes on a level that they're on when you're actually on a different level.
Right.
But they don't want to, they're not ready to congratulate you because you bring pretty much conviction, because they have to look at you and say, I could be doing better. You know what I'm saying? Or why does she want to do this? Or why does she want that? You know what I'm saying? Or well, if she has this, then why is she here? Because they don't even understand the concept of building a dynasty or building an empire or building a business. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't get that type of, they don't have that type of understanding. So I think in so many ways, more or less, everybody who didn't really like you, they just did not understand you, and they didn't know how to understand you. I don't want to say like that's their fault for being small-minded.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say this because I agree with you to a certain extent.
Yeah.
But okay, because we both knew how it was before she got there.
Mm-hmm.
And then once she got there, I saw the impact, and I'm gonna just let you guys know that call center, that one in particular, opened my eyes to human beings in a whole different perspective, because I had never in my entire life worked with any adults, and there were people in there in their 40s, 50s, like even 60-year-olds. There were old. I had never, God strike me down right now if I'm lying, I have never worked with a group. I don't care if it was a call center or 10 people on the staff. I've never worked with a group of adults that were so petty, so vindictive, so spiteful, so jealous. It you didn't have to give them any reason to not like you in there, other than the fact of somebody I may have looked at you a little too hard one day, and now I'm like, "Ooh, this bee thinks she is." That person, no, I like them. Why would they?
Girl, I remember coming back to work after my wedding, and I was sitting in the cubicle, and I would, like, I don't know who put my wedding pictures online before. I don't even care, because obviously it was family, and I'm okay with it. But I remember coming back to work after my wedding and just hearing people, like, talk. First of all, people didn't even know, like, you wouldn't even have thought that I was even with anybody. Like, people be like, oh, she has a boyfriend. Oh, she's getting married. Oh, this, oh, that.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Because first of all, y'all know when I came there, I wasn't there in the super high heels or the pencil skirt or something like that.
Right.
Look, I'm throwing on my hoodie and my jeans. I'm about
You
to
coming to work to
make this money. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm there to get my grind on. So my appearance in work versus my appearance outside of work was totally different. It was like day and night. And then I would talk to who I talked to, and I would stay in my cubicle. I remember every time we would switch a team, like, I would be glad that I was like a top salesperson just so I could sit in the cubicle by myself.
Or like
other people, and I want the one in the back by the window, so I could just be secluded. But I remember coming back to work and going into my cubicle with my privacy and hearing other people, like, on the other side of the room, like, oh yeah, she just got married, and I'm looking at her pictures. Oh my gosh, she had all this makeup. Like, she doesn't even look like herself. Like, realistically, like.
But why is that? It was like it was so many people that were just felt so entitled to everyone else's lives. And I used to be like, I don't want to tell you that. Just it will be people that would literally come sit on your desk and be like, but why not? Why you not gonna say that? Why I heard something up? But why? And I'd be like, is this like? Do you get something? Do you get some go off of this?
Right.
Like, I used to leave there. I literally would leave there and be like, I gotta get out of here. I would have to walk out because I had never. And to this day, y'all, I don't know. I don't even want to say it because people might watch this and be like, she talk about us.
I'm okay.
But I'm gonna just say one thing.
I mean, I'm like,
I just say because they know I don't care.
I mean, my thing is, did you do it or not? Well, is this you or no?
The people know. The people know that need to know what they need to know about me. So that's all I'm gonna say. So I'm gonna say this: there's a whole Facebook group.
What a come
from the call center, which I get it. If you come across people that you want to stay in touch with, cool. That's what Facebook is for. We're gonna be friends. There's a whole group dedicated to first of all, position that's no longer here. Yeah. No one has this. No one works. No one. And they literally keep up drama. I have never commented, and they keep. I keep getting out. They keep adding me back. I left. Why
I think I was, but I left too.
You left. Someone keeps adding me back because it gets to the point where it gets so messy. People want to out other people that they used to work. Look at what they did. Let's talk about it. And these are 30, 40, 50.
Yes.
In this group, this ain't no teenagers. These not 21-year-olds in this group. These are I'm like, it blew my mind. That really opened my eyes to humans. I was so naive before working there because I could never. If you would have told me this story and I never, I'm like, you lying. Yeah. No way. They grown as heck. No way.
And you know what? And the funny thing is that the first thing I thought about was, oh my gosh, look at all of these Black people making money, these nice cars, them traveling, them buying all of this stuff. Yeah. I cannot wait to get to know this group of people because they have so much great stuff going on.
Yeah. That was you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, you about to make money. It's going to be great. Like,
and
but literally it was, unfortunately,
I got another story.
Oh, say it.
I remember, and I think you're going to remember this day when I tell you. It was 2 incidents. So I remember this one day, Reese, you came to work and you had just had your braids done. They were like black. And you were walking, like you were just walking into the call center, but you looked like really cute. And I like was sitting there and I like felt the hate around. And when you got to your desk, I turned around, I was like, oh my God, Reese, you look so cute with your braids. And I could feel eyes from somebody else that was in the area that was just like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what? Why y'all steady hating on this girl? Like, I don't even understand it. And Christine, it was always you and that person. It's like conversation after conversation after conversation. I'm like, y'all, shut up. This is why I don't share stuff with people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
too much.
Period.
But you know what though? We are doing our episode, doing our own shit.
Period.
We all got our own things going on.
And
we are making the most that we've ever made.
I just want to say, side note too, just so y'all know one thing about me. I stay one way no matter how much time has passed.
You do.
I will still treat you accordingly.
You will.
If you give me a reason to not like you, then I'm going to not like you until you give me a reason to like you.
Right.
And there has been people that I've come across from that call center afterwards. You know, we don't work together. We haven't seen each other. And they walk up to me like, hey. And they'll be like, I don't like you. Not me. I guess it could be mean because people be like, oh, you know, you just blow it off. But to me, I can't be fake. And one thing about me, that's malice intent. If you're coming up to me knowing our past and acting like everything is okay and thinking you're going to dupe me into a hug, I feel like that's malice intent. Instead of you approaching it as an adult and saying, hey, we don't have that issue, girl. Let's talk it out. Let's hash it out, whatever. Yeah. You want to come to me and be like, hey, and then do it when I'm in mixed company of people that you might have tried to intimidate or not like or whatever because you're trying to prove a point. So for me, I remember my last day in that call center. It was 2 individuals. I want to see if we can guess this later. That was like, you're not going to come say bye to us? You're not going to come say bye to us? We used to call them the police. I looked at both of those 2 young ladies. And
yeah. I didn't call one of them. I didn't call the police. I used to call her. What did I think Reese, you was behind me when we used to call them the floaties. Cause they
looked at me. They looked at me like, you're not gonna say bye to us. I said, I don't like you guys.
I remember that.
Why would I do that? And I walked off like, and they was like, What did they expect? Like, I don't know why humans think they can treat people any kind of way and expect people to just to them still.
And this is the thing. It's not a mean girl thing.
No.
It's not.
Nice as hell.
It's not a mean girl thing. I think what it is that we don't always have to mask our true feelings if it isn't warranted. You know what I'm saying? Like, and if it is not genuine. Just like there's power in saying no, right? Like there's power in saying no. No is a complete sentence. You can respect somebody without feeling as though you have to make amends or without forgiving them or without like excusing their ignorance. And it's nothing wrong with that. Yeah, exactly. And that's not being a mean girl.
It's just setting boundaries.
Setting boundaries.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
And you know what? So my thing is that I feel like people shouldn't feel like they get a pass from you because they expect you to be forgiving and nice.
Yeah.
Before I have to forgive you, you should already have it in your head that what you're doing is not okay. Why does it take for me to have to forgive you? How come it doesn't take for you to just say, this is not cool, I'm not going to do this, because I would never want somebody to feel this type of way.
Right. To me,
so
that would have
with that being said, like, my forgiveness is it's important for my spirit. But for me to relinquish that forgiveness for you, it was more important for you to treat me the right way in the beginning.
Yes.
Exactly.
I love that.
Exactly.
That's
exactly.
True.
And the truth of the matter is that just because you forgive somebody does not mean that, can I say this, that you have to fuck with somebody.
Period.
Can I say that? I can say that, right?
Say that.
Like, it does not mean that.
Yeah.
It does not mean that. When you forgive somebody, you are releasing yourself from harboring negative energy.
Yeah.
So does it really have to even be spoken to the people that you're not gonna move forward with? Because for me, in the call, that was my job, right? So for me, I didn't look at those people
in your life? That's what I would ask myself. With anybody that you're dealing with in the future, now, in the past, what is your purpose with me? What is your purpose in my life?
Exactly.
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
Like working in a call center, it was a job for me. I didn't go to work to look for friends. So in hindsight, if something like that were to happen and somebody, and they're like, oh, well, you need to just forgive, I don't even hold any malice for these people. I worked with you. Yeah. But one thing I do know from working with you for 3-4 years is that I would never want to rock with you outside of here.
Right.
Period.
Protecting your energy is
protect your energy
at all costs.
And this is and to reel this back, right? Like, this is where we talk about being comfortable being alone and not equating being alone to being lonely. Lonely has this negative connotation to it that it does not need to have. It is okay to be alone.
That's true.
Enjoy your alone space and your alone time.
And also, just because you're in a room full of people does not mean that you are accompanied. Because bad company is not company at all. It's not company.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's safe as heck, actually. It's one of the safest spaces you could be in. Don't overuse it, of course, but it's very safe.
Yeah.
Right.
I learned that from, I've never been a stuff starter. I think that was just how we were raised. We just never, we didn't see people like that. That just wasn't us. We never. So I think, like, for me, I lost my whole train of thought because I'm drinking this. All right, y'all.
So let me ask you, so with you, like, were you always like to yourself growing up, or is that something that you had to adapt?
No, I was very decisive. I knew who I wanted to be around and I knew who I didn't. I'm probably, like, even when I was in, like, grammar school, like, from the time I was probably in first and second, third grade, I had my 2 best friends in every level. And I can tell you right now, to this day, anybody who has been one of my best friends in that level, we're still friends. Because I don't play. I've always been, I probably was 6 and 7 years old, and I have been very decisive over who I was really finna mess with and who I was not going to mess with. Even my friends in first, like, my friend right now from first grade, we are definitely totally opposite religious beliefs. Completely opposite. And we've even had,
because if so, I didn't know that y'all were friends that long.
Which one?
Say the first letter.
A.
Oh, no. That's my best friend. You're talking about Angela. We've been best friends since 8th grade. We don't have opposing religious beliefs. I'm talking about my other friend since, like, first grade. So she knows who she is. We've even had debates off of as I can't stop. I'm like trying to talk you play like Reese. It's cute. So we've had just different.
I'm sorry.
And it's okay. We've had debates even on Facebook where we totally did not agree with each other because she used to be Christian and now she's more into witchcraft, which I'm not into, obviously, for so many reasons. But I'm pretty sure she.
Okay.
Oh, I had a disconnection. I'm pretty sure she had her reasons for switching from Christianity or whatever. So, needless to say, we wasn't just like we can't talk anymore. It's a disagreement. Like, that's what you want to believe, then whatever. Let's just disagree. Let's agree to disagree.
Yeah.
But they have never been people that I'm just like that just aren't on that maturity level. You know what I'm saying? And that's even like first grade.
Yeah.
So then if that's the case, then what are your thoughts about growing apart from longtime friends? Do you think that is merely an excuse to like let go of past friendships, or do you think that is validated?
It depends on what somebody's definition of growing apart is. I can sit here and say that I have really good friends that I haven't talked to. I haven't seen them in over a year. We're just doing different things. But if we say let's have dinner or something like that, not now, because obviously COVID is part of that reason. But I think growing apart is a mental state. When you've become so opposite, not opposite of that person, but when you've placed that person in a more distant area of the perception that you had them in before. That's
right.
part. I could be sitting next to somebody every single day and my conversations get dimmer and dimmer and dimmer. Mentally, grown apart. But I can also not see somebody for months and months and months and know that we have so much in common.
Right there.
And I don't feel like we've grown apart.
Yeah.
I feel like that's how you kind of. I feel like that's how you kind of figure out who your real friends are.
Yeah.
Kind of, because like if you have friends that you've been friends with since childhood. And now we're adults now, and lives do change. It's not going to be on the same trajectory. Their life is going to go one way. Your life is going to go another way. To know that you have a real friend is to be like, I may not talk to you for 3 months. I may not talk to you for 5 months, 6 months. But when I do talk to you, it's going to be at least a 2-hour, 3-hour conversation. We're going to catch up. It's going to be like we don't even miss a beat.
Right.
And you're not going to be mad at me because we haven't talked. You're not going to be thinking like, oh, she just, you know what I mean? Because friends actually understand. I think that is a characteristic of a true friend is understanding. Because I could be going through something in a time where you may not, but I'm not even distant and you don't understand it. And did I lose a friendship because I was going through something? You know what I mean? It's a lot of people who, I have lost friends who, when I was going through something, because I am such an emotional human being, I go through stuff. When I was going through something and I shut down. I completely shut down. I don't talk. I will sit in the house with no lights on in my bed, eat and sleep. That's it. When I shut down, I shut down. I answer calls, nothing. I've lost friends over that. Not because I wasn't communicating and saying it, but when I'm in that space, it's hard for you to communicate and say it. And what I had to realize is I didn't lose friends. Now that I'm older, I realized I didn't lose friends because a real friend, and I was the type that would actually try to explain myself because of things I was going through. I was saying, no, I just want you to know I was going, please forgive me, no responses, no nothing. So for me, as I grew older, I realized those weren't your friends. Yeah. Because if those were your friends, number one, if they saw you were in a spot, they would have been like, girl, what we got to do to get you out of this? Or let me come check on you. Or let me not get mad at you if I don't hear from you and understand. And when I talk to you, I will talk to you. Yeah. Because I know that you're better in that space. Yeah. I had gone on for years. I just realized that this year. I had gone on for years thinking I lost a couple friends in my life. Like, oh, she was my best friend. Or, and now they don't talk to me no more. They said I was a bad influence. Or I just didn't care. When really it wasn't me. And I was taking the blame for years. I was like, yeah, but it was me. I was going through something and she was graduating. I missed her graduation party. Right. It was me. I missed a few important things, but
yeah.
I think for me, the space that I was in, even if I were to show up to that, you wouldn't have wanted me to show up.
Mm-hmm.
Because I had been through so much. I looked like what I had been through at that moment.
Mm-hmm.
I was ashamed. It was just so much stuff going on in me. And so I had to realize, you know, and I think everybody needs to hear this too. You ain't the people that's not in your life that you felt like was your friend and not there anymore, that was not your friend.
Yeah.
That was a person that was in your life for a season, for whatever reason, whether it had been 1 year, 2 year, 3 or 4, it was a season. I don't care.
Right.
And they were meant to be where they were meant to be, and they were left where they should have been left.
Oh,
Yep.
that's fair.
That's just that.
Yeah. I definitely agree.
And I'm dropping the mic after that.
Yeah. 100. I definitely agree with that.
Yes,
I know, Siloam, me and you kind of went through that phase where we didn't talk for a couple months, but then we finally got on the phone and it was like nothing ever happened. And now we're like,
but we all had that conversation where we were like, we have to make time to catch up with each other. We have to make time to do this and that. But we also understood, like, that was actually, wasn't that like our first or second year in business? And we was just kind of like both really trying to figure things out.
Mm-hmm.
So, girl, it's understandable. Understandable.
And that's what I love. I love when it's understood. Have you ever been like in a situation to where it's like you don't call somebody because you haven't called somebody and you just know what they're going to say? You know what I'm saying? So that keeps you from not calling.
You know what? I have been in that situation and I was a lot younger. But at this moment of my life, I feel like if I call you and you are feeling some type of way about me because I ain't called you in a long time, I shouldn't feel like that. I should feel like I can pick up the phone and call you whenever I want to call you. Even if it's been month after month after month. If I feel afraid to call you, I don't want to be friends.
You're not my friend.
Yeah.
I don't want to be friends.
Yeah.
Because that means that I could put you in the same space as being judgmental then if you would treat me like that for not hearing from me.
Right.
And I think I would be able to share my secrets or my business.
Why didn't you call me? Okay.
So exactly.
Why didn't you call me? I could be
like that, but it's the truth.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. Like your fingers work too.
The most you would get from me is, oh, come on, you're gonna have to update me. We haven't talked in a minute. Tell me what's new. Period.
The fact that we're even on the phone together and having this conversation and catching up lets me know that we're good.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I'm not going to be mad at you for not hearing from you because you thought of me in this moment, and I'm thinking enough of you in this moment to have this conversation with you.
Yeah.
We're friends. Right. Like, it's not like, because you don't have to call me.
Yeah.
You didn't have to call me after 3 months. You didn't have to call me after 6 months, but you did. I crossed your mind, and you called, this is my friend. Let me call her and see how she doing. That's genuine. I appreciate that versus a person who you could talk to somebody every single day, and then people will probably talking about you like a dog on the street every single day while they talking to you too. You know what I'm saying? Like all day, I gotta talk to you. Oh, I ain't heard from her. That ain't my friend. Like,
but you know what I will say? That this year, and I don't know if I talked to you about it. I probably have, but I know I've talked to you about it. That this year was going to be the year that I was going to be more intentional in like being present in my friendships.
Mission accomplished.
Yeah,
right?
You said that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So yes, because I am notoriously the person that will like disconnect, and I expect for you to understand. You know what I'm saying? But if I wouldn't do that to somebody I'm dating, why do I have to do that with you?
Oh my God.
Right. You know
I learned that this year too.
So that was my biggest lesson this year.
Yeah.
It's to really, that, and all females are not mean girls.
Yeah.
All females are not mean girls. Those were my
I'm still learning that. No, I'm just kidding. No, that's true.
Yeah. And that like when you pour and when you commit so much into your friendships, like the payoff, like it feels good. Like the way that I feel knowing that I have a solid set of friends, it's like the same comfort that I feel knowing that I'm with somebody like dating that truly has my back. You know what I'm saying? It's the same like euphoria that I feel.
It's a relationship.
It's literally a relationship.
Literally a relationship.
And it feels good.
I literally said to myself this year, because I almost fell out with one of my best friends, and the reason why I didn't, because I said to myself, I said, if I can get these niggas. Chance after chance. Why the hell can I give a friend that I've had since 5th grade one chance? Right. We've never gotten into it. We've never nothing. We got one spat that we've ever gotten into in our adult years recently. And I was ready to just block her, not talk to her, everything else. And I had to tell myself, like, but did you do that to that nigga that deserved it? That plate that did you do to all the other men that was in your life? No, you was with them for a good extra year or two. Like, why are we so? That could be next time's topic. Why are we so quick to cut off our female friends and female individuals in our life? But when it comes to these men, we be ready to go to hell, high water, battle, war, everything else. Like, oh, I did it. No, and again, this is the friendship I had since 5th grade. I was ready to be like, I'm done. She ain't my friend. And a man that ain't even calling me to check on me to see if I'm breathing, I'm like, well, why isn't he calling to check on me and see if I'm breathing?
Right. Yeah. And that's for men, and that's for whoever, whoever you're romantically involved with. Like, why do they get more chances? And why are we so, like, set on, like, cutoff mode when it comes to our friends?
Is it the penis? Next episode.
That's the next episode.
Could be penis.
It could. I'm just saying. That's
or whatever
that's a big difference out there. Wait, that's not the size. I'm just saying.
Or whatever, like anybody else prefer.
No, shut up. No, it's universal. It's universal.
It's universal.
Whatever you prefer.
Yep.
Sips tea.
Sips tea. So, Siloam, tell me, do you have any closing remarks? What are you feeling? I know that we see, and this is the power of us not knowing what we're going to talk about, because we've talked about so much on this, and honestly, I enjoyed this.
Me too.
So, tell me,
you mean closing remarks?
What should I say?
Finish the show.
I just feel like after having this conversation that consciousness why are you guys listening? Like, what are you guys saying? Like, both of y'all are tuned into this. Like, this is going to be so powerful. No, but realistically,
consciousness. Because this is your energy. Your energy is always this.
Literally, we be like this. What did she have to say?
I love y'all. No, but just having this conversation, consciousness is king. Like, I'm gonna say that, because it doesn't matter, like, how physically close you are to somebody.
Right.
It's how distant are you from them in your mind? You know what I'm saying?
That's powerful.
Where are you placing them? Where are they gonna go with you? Are they gonna go with you?
Yeah.
Like, those are decisions. It's even consciousness when it comes to, like, you were talking about your house. Pleasure over power, right?
Yeah.
Right.
You could have bought the house for financial power, but you bought it for pleasure, which is very, very powerful in a sense too. In every sense. So, yeah, that's my closing.
Right.
Consciousness is king.
That's powerful.
I just heard, like, my husband burp. I don't know if he's in a room or something like that, but
it's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
What about you? What's your closing remarks?
My closing remarks will be that having this conversation just further, like, confirmed that not every move have to be to benefit yourself financially. And that's not even just with, like, our conversation with buying the house, but even, like, the relationships that we have with different people.
Yeah.
You know, like as entrepreneurs, we're always talking about network.
I know.
But what about the people that they may not, be at a point where they're networking together, but this is somebody that you pour into. This is, like, your confidant or whatever. Like, there is life outside of, like, your professional life, and let's learn to separate the two. And it is okay to separate the two.
I love it.
Which is part of being conscious.
Which is part of being conscious, right?
My closing remarks, and because I'm tipsy, it's probably not gonna be as deep as any of the other ones.
Give us some, like, give us some, but I'm ready. Go for it.
Okay. Guys,
It's gonna be deep.
It's not. It's not.
Okay,
Guys, I just want you guys to know, if I leave you with nothing else, I leave you with this, okay? Screw those who aren't for you. Love on those that are super, super hard, because in the times that we're in right now, y'all, we don't know what tomorrow will bring.
Right.
We trust that God is covering us. It's going to take care of everything. But remember, we work on our time. We don't work on his. So we don't know.
We do work on his.
No, we do work on his time. Right. We don't work on ours. So we don't know what he has planned. So just love on your people.
Yeah.
During this time. And then cut out the fake fraudulent ones, because they ain't worth it. Yeah. Period. Don't let nobody walk up to you on the street after years of 5 years ago when y'all had a beef and try to give you a hug. Don't do it.
And enjoy like living with yourself and being comfortable with yourself.
Big. That was big for me. That was a big takeaway. Be comfortable with yourself, guys. Take it from me, a girl who cried when nobody called her one day. Just be comfortable in being in your own body, in your own skin, and just being with you.
Yeah.
And that's it. Like, once you can accomplish that, everything else is going to flourish to you. I feel like 2021 is so big for all of us. And even though we probably said that in 2019 for 2020, but 2020 was big for some people too. And it was big for me. I mean, I didn't struggle financially.
Praise God.
Thank God. Thank God.
I promise.
You know what I mean? Like, some people did. Like, some people had, but just so y'all know, this pandemic brought so many opportunities. If y'all need to know, talk to Siloam. She took me up for so much. So much stuff. She's freaking amazing. It's my turn. You need some programs or things to go to.
She's amazing.
Because the reason why I didn't have financial strife is because of her. Part of the reason.
Oh, thank you. I'm always good with the money. I can tell y'all.
Yeah, I know.
What you need,
but that was my closing remarks, y'all. Don't be fake. Live your life genuinely, and then please value your time alone.
So let's love on Siloam a little bit.
Okay.
We're gonna love on Siloam a little bit.
Love on Siloam.
I love you guys.
We're gonna love on you before we leave.
Come on, receive our love.
So receive our love. So I hope that you realize. I hope that you realize like how much you mean to us. And like just you, I feel that you hit different like check marks on our list. Like you're the friend. You are somebody that you can confide in.
She's like a mother.
You are the person that can assist with like resources.
You
are the person that if anything happens, like I know you're going to show up.
Oh.
And so I don't know like how often people remind you of the person that you are.
And I know she's gonna figure it out. Can I throw that in there?
Oh, definitely.
She's definitely gonna figure it out. And things that we might not even know is an issue, she has already identified and is coming to our aid and rescue before it even becomes an issue to say, hey, did you hear about this? So I think that's like, you're such a blessing in my life. I think I can speak for her and say the same. We super duper 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 love you, and I can't wait till everything opens back up so we can like take all the pictures and do all the fun stuff together because it's time.
I know. I'm excited about that too.
Yeah. So I hope that you realize like the monumental impact that you do have like in our lives, and I believe in like giving flowers while somebody is still alive. And these are yours. I give you yours all the time.
Here's your flowers.
So
I'm gonna drink to that.
For real, we
thank you guys.
If you take nothing else, we freaking love you, and just know that you can be in that position. If somebody ever said Reese or Sunshine or Christine said something crazy, you could be like, I can bet my life that is not true, because we got your back. We got your back 110,000%. If you didn't know already, which I'm sure you did,
I know y'all do. Look, trust me, I know, because I could call y'all in 5 seconds and be like, hey, what's going on? I need this. You got me? Yeah, you can do it. I got you. Like, no worries. Yep. Love y'all to the fullest, my sunshine and my consistency. See?
Thank you. But, we got to cut it short. We got to cut it out, because if not, then we will be on this session.
Forever and ever.
And as much as I know that you guys love to hear us talk for hours and hours,
totally.
We have to eat.
Yeah.
We got to eat.
And until next week.
I forgot about food.
I know, that's why I was like, we need to eat food. Okay, bye guys. I'm tipsy.